All right, so the next sort of classic method that comes with arrays after we learn about linear search is a method that finds the smallest element in an array. So we're going to build a method, we're going to put it in our array methods class called findMin. And this method is going to locate the smallest element in the array. Okay, so the method that we did in the last video basically would look for any it would look for any element that we wanted. So we just put a 99 in here, but you could change that to whatever, 50, 24. You could put whatever number. You could even ask the user to enter a number and then just put that variable there, and then it will look for that number. So we now are going to make a method that locates the smallest element in our array. So for that reason, we only need one parameter. So we're going to, our parameter is going to be an array of ints. And this method is going to return an index. So it's going to return the position or the index of the smallest element in the array. And if there's a tie for the smallest value, then it's just going to return the first occurrence, the first index of that smallest value. All right, so once again, we're going to put this in our array methods class. And again, I might invite you to pause the video and try this on your own. Like try and do the whole thing, even the method header. And that would be a great form of practice. This one is a little bit harder than the linear search, but if you work at it, I think you can get it. So the header is public static int. So once again, it's going to return an int. The name of the method is findMin, and it's going to accept an array of ints. All right, and just a little comment here at the top. So this method will accept an array of ints and will return the index of the smallest element in ARR. And this is important. In fact, I'm going to put it in caps. We want it to return the index, the position of the smallest value. We could make this method return the smallest value, so it gives us the actual smallest value. But I want to get the index or the location of the smallest element, and that is important for something we're going to do in the next video in terms of sorting an array. So if I were to, once again, I'm just going to return 0 just to make this compile for now. So if I go and I run my class, okay, so ignore these two numbers at the end. So here is my 25 element array. So what is my smallest value in the array? Well, there's a 2 there. Oh, but there's a 1 over here. So I don't want the method to return 1. I want it to return the position of that. So this is index 0. This is index 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so in this case, it would return 18. That is the index of the smallest value in the array. Okay, so how would we code this? Well, what you could do, hopefully you've given it a try on your own. What I like to do, there are different ways of doing this. I like to create two variables, one called min value, and I'm going to set that equal to 0, and then min index, and I'm going to set that equal to 0. Okay, and then, actually, sorry, I made a mistake. Min value, I'm going to set to ARR at position 0. So what I'm doing is I'm assigning min value to the first value of the array. So when you say ARR 0, that's going into the array and it's getting the first value stored inside the array. So I'm going to assume that that's the minimum value so far. All right, so that's the first step of the algorithm, is to assume that the first value in the array is the lowest so far. Now, I'm just going to make a loop and go through the other index positions. So starting at 1, because I've already looked at position 0. So I'm going to start my loop at 1, and I'm going to go up to the length of the array. And now we have an if statement. So now I'm looking at index 1. I'm looking at the second value of the array. And I'm going to say if ARR at I, so if that value that I'm looking at is less than min value, so if I have found a smaller value, less than min value, then I'm going to do two things. I'm going to reassign min value to ARRI, and I'm going to reassign min index to I. Okay, so once again, I'm just going through the array, and if I find an element that is less than my minimum value so far, then I'm going to reassign my min value to that element, ARRI, and I'm going to reassign my min index to I. This is it. This is all you need except for a return statement. So when the loop is finished, so the loop is going to run its course and it's going to go all the way to the end. And when it's done, my answer should be stored inside this variable min index. So this will store the answer that I'm looking for. This will be the position of the smallest element in my array. Let's test it out, see if it worked. So again, just to show you, this is my main class here. This is the class that I'm going to run. I've created a random array of size 25, and you can see my last line of code here. I'm going to print array methods.findMin randoms. Okay, so let's see what this gives me. It should give me an index of the smallest value in the array. Okay, so I get a 15. So if I count it out, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it says this is the lowest, and yeah, if you look, it actually is the lowest. 18 is the lowest in this array. Okay, and then this -1, again, that's from the linear search, so that just means 99 was not found in my array. Let's try it again. Okay, so again, 99 was not found in my array, and then my smallest element should be at index 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is confusing because it happens to be the actual number 8. What are the odds of that? So the smallest element in the array is at index 8, and it happens to be an 8. Okay, let's run it again. That was a bit confusing. So now it's saying 23 is my smallest index. Well, my highest index is 24, so if I just go back one, it's saying that this is the smallest element in the array, and yes, it does appear that that's the case. Okay, so it looks like the findMin method is working. Okay, so we'll end here. Thanks for watching, and in the next couple of videos, we're going to build on these methods, and we're going to do something bigger and better with arrays. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.